At this point in time, let's just call it what it is. And this isn't a bad thing. It's a part of the rebuilding and rebranding process. This program is in a terrible position. I get it, Colorado fans, you're not going to like this, but remember, this is all a part of phase number 2. Phase number 2 has commenced. Ha 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 ha. Phase number 1, it's done. It's in the past. I'm not talking about it anymore. And let me clarify on this. Deion Sanders, Coach Prime, whatever you like to call him, he's not labeling these as phases. This is just something I've came up with. There's going to be a lot of steps to rebranding, not just rebuilding, but rebranding this Colorado football team, and I'm labeling it as phases. Now, how many phases are there going to be? Well, that's to be determined. We don't really know, but phase 1, we've talked all about it. We've made 4,000 videos, was get the bums and losers out. If I were to label what has happened in the first week or two, that's it. Get the losers out. And so far, I think we can check that off. Deion has done that. And the reason I like the word phases is because these aren't just steps. This isn't going to take a day. It's not going to take 2 days or 3 days. This could take, at minimum, 2 weeks to 2 months. So that's why I like to call them a phase, because when you think of the word phase, you think of something that happens for a long time. With phase number 1 being over, I would say we're in the early stages. Actually, we're in the very beginning stages of phase 2. And I know what you're sitting there thinking, okay, Matt, what is the game plan? What is the strategy for phase 2? And I got an answer. Phase number 2 is as simple as it could be. Get the recruits in. I can't dumb it down any more than that. Get the recruits in and get the transfer portal recruits in. That's it. This has nothing to do with practice, strength and conditioning, offense, defense, coordinators, none of that. Just get your guys in. Because last time I checked, you gotta have dudes to win and compete at any level, even middle school. I don't care if you're Nick freaking Saban. If you don't have dudes, if you don't have dogs out there, if you don't have Louis, like Coach Prime says, you're not winning crap. If you think otherwise, you can argue with a brick wall. Because I saw so many bozos saying, oh, well, actually, Coach Prime running off these kids a part of the 1-11 team, that should prove that he doesn't know how to develop talent and develop kids. Yeah, and to that I have to say, give me a break. Y'all just want to hate on a man to hate on a man. I guarantee this, Nick Saban would be doing the exact same thing. But y'all ain't ready for that conversation. Nobody's ready for that conversation. Any coach with half an IQ would understand you got to get rid of the losers. I'm getting a little bit too far ahead myself. It's safe to say we got a lot to talk about in tonight's video. You know how it goes. Another night, another primetime video. If you like what? My bad. I almost forgot to bring this up. On the video we posted yesterday, I said let's see how many new subscribers we can gain from it, and I'll tell you the one we post tomorrow, which is right now tonight, and we gained over 500 again. Big shout out to all the new subscribers and the people that have been subscribed for a long time. I'm talking about the OGs. Major shout out to y'all as well. I greatly appreciate you guys subscribing. It is 100% free and it helps out your favorite YouTube channel tremendously. Not just me, but all these other channels you watch about Colorado football, consider subscribing. It's free and it helps them out. It makes their day. If you are new to our channel though, or simply you've been watching and you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. It means a lot. And you're not trapped into some contract. You can always unsub later. It is no big deal whatsoever. We're just a college football community that likes sports. That's it. I mean, seriously, I don't know what more to say. We just talk about sports and like to have a good time. I really appreciate you guys. I hope you have a great Friday night, or maybe it's Saturday morning when you're watching this. Hope you're having a great weekend. All right, Matt, blah, blah, blah. Shut the crap up. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. First things first, I want to start out the video by reading off this. So Deion Sanders Jr., which is the person who runs the social media page on YouTube that goes by the name of Well Off Media. And by the way, major shout out to this YouTube channel. We're using a lot of their video clips. Go subscribe to them. You don't even got to subscribe to me. Subscribe to them for more Colorado football content. Amazing behind the scenes channel. But anyways, that's besides the point. The point is, Deion Sanders Jr., a.k.a. Bucky, that's his nickname. I also just found that out about a couple days ago. Check out what he tweeted out. Some random account on Twitter said, Deion cutting the majority of the roster speaks volumes on his lack of faith in his ability to coach and develop talent. Like I said in the intro, you got people saying, oh, well, Deion, he doesn't want to develop talent. He just wants to bring in 5-star recruits. This argument makes zero sense to me whatsoever, because doesn't every coach want to do that? Don't you want to get the best players available? I don't know. Maybe I'm highly misinformed on this. I guess it's the same argument for Nick Saban and Kirby Smart. Yeah, I guess, Nick Saban, he's not that great of a coach because he gets all these 5-star recruits. He doesn't actually know how to coach. Do you understand how dumb that sounds? Anyways, I don't want to rant on that. You know how my rants can be. Deion Sanders Jr., yet again, Bucky. I'm going to start calling him Bucky, so get used to that. He quote tweeted it and said this: "Nah, the game is different these days. You have 2 or 3 years max to change it around, or you know what, Bud is going to be fired. So understand that you're always going to develop talent and, more importantly, raise boys into becoming men, but some people have to, quote unquote, come ready." I'm not going to sit up here and give you a 10-minute speech as to why he's 100% right, but he's 100% right, and we can leave it at that. Bucky's right here. In the modern era of college football, coaches only have 2 to 3 years to turn a program around and show progression, or they're fired. This isn't the 1990s. This isn't the early 2000s. I mean, 15 years ago, you was giving a coach at bare minimum 4, 5, 6 years. Now, we see him fired in 2 years. It is a different world we live in. And I've told you guys this. This isn't college football advice. This is life advice. Do not be patient. That is the worst thing you do in this life. No successful person I've met, no successful person I know has ever told me or anybody else to be patient. You have to act now. The time is now. Those people in this life that are quote unquote patient, they never get anything accomplished. Because you know what happens? They say, oh, I'm going to go to the gym next week. The next week turns into next month. The next month turns into next year. Next thing you know, you're 45 years old and you're fat. And it's the same exact thing in life. People think you have time on this earth, and I'm here to tell you, you do not. You don't have a lot of time. You have to act now on whatever you want to do. I don't know what that is for you, but if you have some side hustle, say you want to start up your own lawn mowing business, landscaping business, say you want to start up it could be anything, do it now. You gotta act, and that's the message that Bucky's tweeting out here, and I love it. Y'all know how I like to do these videos. I like to start out by reading some of the comments off of the previous video, and we're gonna do just that. And this goes hand in hand with phase 2, so let's get straight into it. Past couple of days, Colorado has already added new transfers. Just like that, they're doing it. And one of those transfers they added in was a defensive lineman that goes by the name of Amari McNeil, and I told you guys, I think he's a flat-out monster. He didn't play much at Tennessee, but here's the thing. Him going to Colorado, he is already one of the best players on the team. And I really love this comment from Solar Dizzle. What about that username? I kind of like it. He said, it's already really good. Colorado hasn't had 4- and 5-star recruits visiting Boulder in over 20 years. The other thing is that Coach Prime knows that not all dogs wear stars. He knows what dogs look like even if they aren't 4 or 5 stars. Did you know that Coach Prime has a coaching camp coming up with a bunch of HBCU coaches this summer? He has a vision that's bigger than the NCAA. What do y'all think about that? I think that's straight up facts. I'm going to read off 2 more because we got to get a move on. Mr. Tristan Malone said, by the way, shout out to Tristan Malone. Shout out to the Vol Nation. Let me just give some recognition to the Vol Nation. They are some of the most passionate fans out there, and I always see them on the videos. Just shout out to y'all. The Vol Nation is amazing. Let me know in the comment section, Tennessee fans, where y'all at? I want to see it. Anyways, getting back on track here with Tristan Malone. As a Tennessee fan, Amari wasn't going to make the field. He was starting to get buried on the depth chart slowly. So I'm truly happy he found somewhere to go, and hopefully he makes it there and excels. Ladies and gentlemen, that is rare. That comment right there is so rare, because you know what it is? It's great sportsmanship. You don't see that nowadays. Most people out here, they're going to say, oh yeah, screw that guy. He left my school. Yeah, he ain't ever going to play at Colorado, and blah, 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 blah. Hater energy. Tennessee fans get a lot of crap, but that right there goes to prove there's a lot of good fans out there. And I truly believe that every fan base has great fans, but it's the bad ones that give a certain fan base a terrible reputation. Major shout out to Tristan Malone. I greatly appreciate that comment, and I think Colorado fans will as well. He is mature enough to understand, hey, Amari, he was good at Tennessee. Unfortunately, we just didn't have room for him. I'm sure he'll do good at Colorado, and I'm wishing him the best of luck. I wish there were more people out here like Tristan. You guys know I would love to read off more comments, but here's the last one, and save the best for last. Mr. Denton Young said, Coach Prime is reminding me a lot of Ron Meyer when he arrived at SMU. Program had been great 20, 25 years back, needed a recharge, and Meyer immediately went around getting big-time recruits and upgrading the talent base. Prime can do it faster because he has a transfer portal, but it's the same principle. Meyer arrived in 1976. Between 1981 and 1984, SMU went 41-5-1. Do I think that between 2025 and 2028, Colorado will go 42-6? Probably not, but they sure as heck won't be going 1-11 in any of those years. I think they can be a consistent 8 to 10 win per season team over that stretch. Oh man, 8 to 10 wins? That's up there. Another outstanding comment. Now, as far as it goes for Colorado winning 8 to 10 games per year from 2025 to 2028, it's doable. Is it hard? Yes, but it's doable. Now, if he would have said Colorado's going to win 11 to 12 games per year, no. I said that's a little bit too far. But 8 to 10? I can respect that. Getting on track here at phase 2, Colorado, we talked about this yesterday. They already got, like I just said, Amari from Tennessee. And then most recently, they got Florida State's linebacker who's transferred, and he goes by the name of Brendan Gant. But however, that doesn't seem like enough, does it? I mean, 50-something players left, and he's only brought in a couple in the past 48 hours. Maybe it's just me, but things kind of feel like they're moving slowly. But Deion Sanders, he's not freaking out about it whatsoever. I feel like he knows a lot of players are about to come in. He's just not saying anything about it. That is where we're currently at in phase 2. How many players can he bring in? And that's going to be the question of this video. I'm asking you guys, do you think he's got a bunch coming in, or is Colorado basically left out to dry at this point in time? At this point in time, they only have something like 19, 20 players on scholarship, and we joked about it, the other day about, hey, if they don't pick up the pace, Travis Hunter, he's going to have to play defensive end. At this point in time, let's just call it what it is. And this isn't a bad thing. It's a part of the rebuilding and rebranding process. This program is in a terrible position. I get it, Colorado fans, you're not going to like this, but remember, this is all a part of phase number 2. I got this weird hunch, though, this weird feeling that we're going to hear some big-time news pretty soon. Let me know your thoughts down below, but roll with me.